In the high valleys of central Mexico, more than 8,000 years ago, a tall crimson plant rose from the soil, crowned with feathery plumes that glowed like fire against the mountain sky. This was Amaranth, one of the oldest cultivated plants in the Americas, and for the peoples who grew it, it was far more than food. It was sacred. The Aztecs called it huatli, and they planted it across their empire alongside maize and beans. Each year, farmers harvested hundreds of thousands of bushels of the tiny golden seeds, so small that a single plant could produce as many as 100,000 of them. Amaranth fed warriors, priests, and children. It was tribute paid to emperors, and it was woven into the deepest rituals of an entire civilization. During great religious festivals, the people ground amaranth seed together with honey, and sometimes with human blood, shaping the paste into idols of their gods. These figures were carried in procession, broken apart, and eaten in a communion that bound the mortal and the divine. To the Spanish conquerors who arrived in the year 1519, this practice looked like a monstrous imitation of their own sacrament. And so, when the empire fell, they set out to erase amaranth from the earth. Fields were burned. Cultivation was forbidden. In some accounts, those caught growing the grain risked losing their hands or their lives. A crop that had nourished millions for thousands of years was pushed to the very edge of extinction. Yet amaranth did not die. In remote hillsides and hidden gardens, indigenous farmers quietly kept the seeds alive, passing them from one generation to the next, refusing to let the sacred grain vanish. To understand why the plant endured, you have to understand how it grows. Amaranth is remarkably hardy. It thrives in poor soils and punishing heat, tolerating drought that would wither maize and wheat. It grows quickly, reaching heights of 6 feet or more in a single season, its broad leaves and heavy seed heads flushing shades of deep red, purple, and gold. Farmers sow the fine seed directly into warm soil, and within weeks the young plants stand thick across the field. The leaves themselves are edible, harvested young as a nutritious green much like spinach. But the true prize is the seed. When the flower heads mature and begin to dry, the plants are cut and gathered. Traditionally, harvesters rub the seed heads between their hands or beat them gently against a cloth, releasing a shower of pale grain. The seeds are then winnowed in the wind, the light chaff carried away while the heavy seed falls back to the basket. What remains is one of the most nutritious foods ever cultivated. Amaranth seed is nearly complete protein, rich in the amino acid lysine that most cereal grains lack. It carries iron, magnesium, calcium, and fiber in abundance, and it contains no gluten at all. When heated, the seeds burst and pop like miniature corn, a treat that Mexican families still enjoy today. Bound together with honey or syrup, popped amaranth becomes alegría, meaning joy, a sweet that traces its origin directly back to the sacred cakes of the Aztecs. The very food the conquerors tried to destroy survives now as a symbol of celebration. In the modern world, amaranth is experiencing a quiet revival. Scientists and farmers, searching for crops that can withstand a warming and drying planet, have rediscovered its resilience and its extraordinary nutrition. It is grown today across Mexico, throughout the Andes, in India, in China, and in the plains of Africa, where its hardiness offers food security in difficult soils. Health-conscious eaters around the globe now seek out amaranth flour, cereal, and grain, drawn to the same qualities that sustained ancient empires. Researchers study it as a model of sustainable agriculture, a plant that asks little and gives much. From the burned fields of a conquered people to the shelves of the world, amaranth has completed an improbable journey. It was worshipped, then outlawed, then nearly forgotten, and yet it refused to disappear. The tiny seed that fed the gods now carries an older lesson into a hungry century. Some things are simply too rooted, too resilient, and too deeply woven into the human story to ever truly be killed.